Dear students and working accountants, welcome to my Export Tally Prime YouTube channel. My name is Babu Rao from Hyderabad. Today, in this video, we are going to learn two topics. One is what you call company features. They are also called F11. So the company features, the button which you use with the shortcut is function key F11. So it is also called F11 company features or company features F11. And the other one is configuration. Configuration, the button I have to call the short key is F12. Function key F12. So F12. This is also called configuration settings. So what is the difference between this and what is meant by company features? So what is meant by configuration? Now I am sharing the screen. See here. Company features F11. So F11 is the shortcut key. So it's called as company features. And configuration is also called configuration settings. Short key is F12. So this is what we have now. So what is company features? What is configuration? So that now company features means the features which are required to work in a company, So for that company, what are the features required? Where to use the features for that company, and the features which you use are limited to that company only. That is not useful. That is not used in another company. That is content. It is not when you use in this one company, that is not used in another company. So in that company also it will use. So that's called the features. If you want to use in a company, you have to make it active. That is called as called as not the company feature. It is called as enable. We have to enable the feature in a company called enable. If you don't want to use, you can remove that. Means it is disabled. So company features we have to enable, and we have to, if you don't want, you can disable. So enabling or disabling, but that company features are limited to a particular company. So for every company, whatever features you require, you have to enable. The features we don't require, we have to disable for every company separately. So if you enable one feature in one company, that is not enabled in another company. In another company, again, if you want, you can enable. If you don't, you need not enable. So company features are called open, using or not using, called as enabling and disabling and limiting to the particular company only. So once you enable in one company, it will be useful. You can use it in that company only. In another company, it will not be enabled. If you want, you can enable in every company. You have to enable any feature which you require. And second one is configuration. It is setting. This is the feature for every company. This is configuration settings. They are used for only for working in a company. So when you are working in a company, what are the settings you want? So that settings you have to use. So here, using the feature is called as enabling or disabling. In this configuration setting, using a setting or configuration setting is called as activating. So activate, if you don't want, deactivate. You want to use, you have to activate the setting, configuration setting. If you don't want to use, you have to deactivate the configuration setting. Here, if you want to use, you have to enable. If you don't want to use, you have to disable, and that also enable or disable of that feature will be limited to that company only. But whereas in this configuration setting, if you want to use, you have to activate. If you activate the configuration setting, it will be activated for the whole tally. That means all the companies in the tally which we are using, in all the companies, this configuration setting will be activated in all the companies. So it's not limited to one company. It is activated to deactivate in all the companies. If you don't want, if you deactivate, it will be deactivated in all the companies. So company fees is limited to one company. Configuration settings are not limited to one company. They are limited. They are activated for the whole tally. It is applicable for the whole tally, not one company. So that will take up how to use it. So in this case, so the company feature shortcut is F11. Configuration settings shortcut is F12. So if you can use F11 for this, you can use F12 for this. And in this case, for F11 first you will take up company features. If you create a new company, after creation of the new company, automatically, I will show you, for example, X and Co. we created. X and Co. I created X and Co. For example, Hyderabad, and then Telangana, and here 5 lakhs, 69, for example, here will be the details, and here we are not going to fill any details. Control A, it is saved. After saving this or accepting this, that it will be accepted, saved, and it will show. If you go to the features, company created successfully, company name, and here it will show actually, it will show a small, it will show a small window, only three features, main features. Accounting means the accounts which you enter, inventory means related to goods, taxation means GST, income tax, GST and income tax. So these are the main features. In this main feature, you have a lot of sub features. You make it yes, you make it yes. So you will get lot of the configuration. Say these are all configuration, these are sorry. These are all called features. So there are a lot of features, and these features, the list is the same for every company. The list is the same for every company. Whatever feature you want, you can enable the feature. And if you don't want, you can disable the feature. And if you enable disable a feature or enable, it will not be enabled or disabled on the company. It will be in this only. For example, enable bill wise entry. For example, we make it no. We make it no. In the case of companies, there are three types of business. One is trader, buying and selling goods. Goods, buying and selling goods. Second one is manufacturer, buying raw material, carrying on the manufacturing process, and making finished goods and selling the finished goods is called manufacturing business. So in these two cases, they deal with the goods. So that is why in those cases, inventory, that will make yes. In the third one is service provider. That is, they provide service only. They will not provide any goods. So in such a case, that will be called as service organization. In that case, goods is not there. You don't use, you don't maintain inventory. You make it no. For example, and for goods or services, GST is applicable. So make it yes, and you have to give all the details. Here GST number will give everything is okay. So like this, here bill wise entry no, inventory no, and this is yes. So this is accepted. So this will be limited. This set this what you call the features which we enabled or disabled. This is enabled and this is enabled. This is enabled is okay. So here this is these two are enabled. All of the are disabled. Okay. So if you accept this, so this is over. This is accepted. And in this case, so we created X and Go. In that case, we use the this. Now we go to some other company, for example. So Bhavana traders. So for example, if you go here, and in the case of a new company, automatic of creation, it will go to the features, F11. So in the case of any other company, that is all the existing company. So how to go to the F11 features? We have to use F11 button. If you use F11, Bhavana traders. If there is only one, here, for example, we take up Bhavana traders will take up. In this Bhavana traders, so here, if you click F11, it will show the two companies are here. That's why it's showing. So we are watching Bhavana traders. You click that, you see there, the bill wise entry disabled, inventory disabled. This is also disabled, this is not required. So these are all disabled in that another company. But in this case, it is not disabled. That's why the enabling or disabling of any feature, the features are limited to that particular company. So if you enable a feature in one company, in another company, so it may be enabled or disabled, no problem. It does not mean that if you enable here, it will be enabled in all the other companies also. No. If you enable in one company, that will be applicable for that company only. That is, every feature enabled or disabled will be applicable for that company only. That's why it's called as company features. So for that company, these features are applicable, enabled or disabled. Okay, so in any other company, you see here also, for example, Raja Traders, you go here. So this is Raja Traders. And also one more thing is, these F11 features in the gateway of Cali, in the gateway of Cali. So then, so these are about the configuration settings and what you call company features. So if you go to any company, so that will be which we disable will not be disabled in other companies. Any other company it will not be disabled. For example, if you go to some are Raja traders. So in this, so here in this is the, so this is limited to this company. That is why this F11 features you can click F11. In the case of an existing company, we have to click F11. Because of a new company, after creation, directly it will go to the configuration and it will go to the company features. But in the case of an existing company, we have to click F11 and see Raja traders. There also, see here, yes, yes, yes. So there you disabled. So it's not disabled in the case of X and Co. See here, they are disabled, but only disabled in this company, not disabled in other companies. These are called as company features limited to that particular company. But in the case of what is meant by this one, configuration means they are called as configuration settings. These configuration settings are applicable when you are using them or not using. In the case of company features, using or not using, their called as enable, disable. If you want to use, you have to enable. If you don't use, you have to disable. But in this configuration, they are also called as configuration settings. In the case of configuration setting, to use them, we have using them is called as activation, not enable. We have to activate them, and if you don't want to use, we have to deactivate them. So if we activate or deactivate this configuration or configuration settings, they will be activated or deactivated. The configuration settings F12 will be used only when you are working in the company, not in the data of tally. F11 you can use. F11 you can use. I mean, company features. But in this case of the company configuration settings, when you are working in that only, you are going to voucher. Here only you can, in the vouchers where you are working only, we have to use. And also these configuration settings list, this configuration settings list here. In this case, we have to click F12. If you click F12, so these settings will be available, and this configuration will be available for this page. If you are working in some other page, these configuration settings details, this list will be different. So this list will be depending on the page where you work. Okay, and here in the case of configuration, if you enable or disable, that's what it called. If you activate or deactivate any configuration setting, that will be applicable to the whole tally. That means it will be active. If it is activated, it will be activated in all the companies. It will be activated in all the companies. If you deactivate one setting, that will be deactivated in all the companies. I will show you a small example. A small example. For example, Excel generally, in the case of when you are making the entries, you use debit and credit. I told you already in the manual accounting. So in the debit credit, we use BRCR, and also in the ledger, in the manual accounting, in the ledger, on the debit side of the ledger account, debit side we write 2 and we write the credit account name. 2 means credit account, and on the credit side we write by and write the debit account name. So by debit account name means by means debit account. So by means debit, 2 means credit. So here, see, by default, Tally will use by 2. So by means debit, 2 means credit. So we can use this, no problem. For example, when by means debit, so debit, you can write some. I will take another company. I will take another company here. So here, Bhagavan Traders. So I will take up. So in this case, here, payment, if you are taking by purchases, you can take. By purchasing goods or purchasing. Purchases, this I am taking. Purchases, and here, for example, 5,000 rupees. And then 2 cash. We are purchasing for cash, 5,000 rupees. We are purchasing on credit. We will take up some Sumit and company credit. Okay, so 2 by this way. So when you are using this one, by default, Tally will use to and by. But you can use that no problem. By means debit, to means credit. But if you use that, definitely sometimes you will get confused. Sometimes by you may take it as credit, to you may take it as debit because on the debit side of the ledger in annual accounting, debit side write to means debit account, but on the debit side writing, that's why to means it is debit. Sometimes you may confuse. That is why there is lot of scope for confusion if you use to or by. Instead of that, if you use debit, credit, there will be no confusion. Debit is debit, credit is credit. No confusion. That is why you can use, you can make the setting, you can activate credit and debit instead of to and by. Don't use to and by. You can activate to and you can activate debit and credit. So here, if you go to F12, see the first one, use credit and debit instead of to and by. It is no already. It is no. That is why to and by. You go to any company. You go to any company. You go to any company. See, Raja Traders, you go there also. So buy. Buy means buy and next. And also go to X and Co. Here also. Here also. Here also buy. Buy for payment. For receipt it is to, then buy. For payment, first one is buy and then. So to buy. In every company, the words used is to buy we use. But here, if you want to use debit and credit, so here go to voucher. When you are working only, not in the gateway of tally, enter into the gateway of tally, then go to any voucher. In this voucher, showing don't buy. In this case, go to F12, click F12. You see here, it is no. That is why it is not using debit and credit instead of this. Now we make it yes. This use debit or credit instead of to buy. Yes means instead of this, use this. Yes, if you make it yes and accept, control J. See, it's showing debit. So for payment, for receipt, it's showing credit. Credit means then debit. Debit means then credit. You go to yes. So debit. Debit means next credit. Like that. Debit and credit. So this is used. So you go to any company. See, it will be activated in all the companies. It is applicable to every company, the whole tally. So you go to the next one, you see. So here, you see Raja Traders. Here also debit. Debit means debit credit. Or you go to X and Co. Go to X and Co. There also you see debit credit. So everywhere it is activated in all the companies. Suppose if you go and use something here, federal management. Here also, if you go to voucher, so debit credit. Okay, like this. This configuration settings, activating or deactivating will be applicable to all the whole tally is to all the companies. In the case of company features, enable or disable a feature will be applicable for that company only, not other companies. But in the case of configuration settings, activate or deactivate, that activation or deactivation will be applicable to the whole tally. That means all the companies which are created in all the companies available in tally, that will be activated in all the companies. This is called as F11 features. In the case of new company, automatically after creation, it will go to F11 features. In the case of an existing company, in the gateway of tally or anywhere, not only gateway, anywhere we are working inside also. Anywhere, if you click F11, we will go to F11 features, company features. But in the case of configuration, when you are working, wherever you are working, when you are working only, not in the gateway of tally, entering from the gateway of tally and working in the company anywhere, in any page, and that if you click, you will get the configuration settings, but the settings will be shown only related to that page where you are working, the page in which you are working. The configuration settings related to that page only will be shown. So the list will not be fixed. In the case of company features, list is fixed for all the companies. But in the case of configuration settings, the list of the configuration settings will be different for different pages where you work. This is called as configuration company features and configuration settings. So with this, I close today's topic. One thing here, many people, students, they are watching the videos and going off without subscribing. Please, everyone listening the videos, please subscribe to the channel. And then next to the subscribe button, there is a bell icon. Click the bell icon and you get all options. Click that. you get notification for all the videos which I upload in my channel. Okay. And one more thing is, and share the channel to everyone. And one more important thing is, every video watch till the end. Don't skip in the middle. For example, now if you watch half, you can understand company features. So you cannot understand the next part. You cannot understand about the configuration settings. So it is not of use. So you have to know fully. If you have skip the video in the middle, you get only half knowledge. So please watch every video till the end, and if it is good, like the video. If you like the YouTube people, they will recommend this video to many people, so many people will learn. Also, one more thing, I am running paid online classes for GST, Tally Prime, GST, TDS, TCS, everything. If you are interested, you can call me and join. My contact number is given on the thumbnail of every video. Thank you. All the best, and we meet in the next video.